right, we're on the trail in a new Kawasaki Ridge. We're with a group of media people. We've done about 10 miles so far. I'm going to give you a little walk around, show you some of the features that this Kawasaki has that other side-by-sides don't. So up front, you got the steel floor panels. Those are great for keeping sticks and other debris from going into the cab. It comes winch ready, winch mount ready, so you can bolt any winch on there you want. They do sell the Warren winch. 12.7 inches of travel. This one has about 14 inches of ground clearance with 8-ply tires. Full doors. It looks like you can take the doors off really easy because they're just held on with little C-clips. And then this is that 4-cylinder engine with the intake in the front, exhaust in the back. So business up front, party in the back, as they say. CVT transmissions, very smooth so far. We've been playing with the different power modes. This one has up to 116 horsepower, which is actually more than their KRX. Again, the California models don't have spring preload, which is a bummer, but that's okay. And it has a parking brake. We'll show you the features inside here in a second. Kawasaki has their own mount system for their accessories, which they have a load of accessories already for this thing. Storage boxes, racks, that type of thing. Really beefy suspension. It's solid. It's much bigger than the old Terex. Should be very strong. Kawasaki has that 3-year warranty. 2-inch hitch for a 2,500 pound tow rating, which is I guess that would be industry leading. That's a big tow rating. You can leave the windshield at home if you want. There's 4 clamps that you have to remove, but you know, those summer months, if you wanted to pull the doors off, pull the windshield off, no problem. Here's more of the cab. This is the limited model that comes with the Garmin tread. It's only available in this model. It's not available in the XR, unfortunately, and they don't have an accessory for it. So if you're like us and like the Garmin tread and the group ride that it has, you can always put an aftermarket one in somehow and mount it probably in this same area. Even though it's in the 30s, we really haven't used the heater much. When you have a glass cab, it really heats up the cab if the sun is out. But definitely nice to know if you were doing a night ride or a even colder ride that the heater's there, and we have used the AC part of it to get the window from fogging up, and it did a great job there. The wiper worked great, splashing through the puddles. Okay, so here's what it sounds like inside. Probably one of the most quietest cab UTVs we've driven. There's a little bit of rattling in the door. Not bad, not annoying, just notable. Top speed is 65 for the standard Ridge and over 70 for the XR we're in. So there's no battle problem. Hopefully the sound comes across good. Our initial thought so far during the trail ride is you really can't figure out if it's utility or recreation minded. It works great on these trails, but these trails are fairly smooth. The engine's exciting when you have it in that sport mode. Very mellow in work mode, which is very nice for when it gets chattery or you're trying to keep your passenger from bouncing around. The shocks are plush. Initially, we felt a little body roll, and we're hoping to be able to stiffen the rear shocks, but that's not available. Okay, as we wrap up the day in the Ridge Limited, we did the Ridge XR as well. I mean, look at this thing. The thing is a muddy mess, and we stay completely dry, completely clean, completely warm, completely cooled. Excellent. If I was to pick something I didn't like about it, there really isn't anything I don't like about it, but I would say the engine braking wasn't as much as they made it out to be. I mean, it's okay. It's not great. It's probably the reason because of the four-wheel drive system they're using, which leaves the two-wheel drive and the rear and the front unlocked until you're in basically diff lock mode, but then you still only have limited slip. Kind of a weird setup. Not a super big fan of it. The XR model has a true locking diff, and it locks the rear when you're in four-wheel drive, which is nice. But there are some great things about it. The Garmin Tread, we love that. We don't like that it's in the limited model only. The engine was awesome. Even in the 92 horsepower Ridge Limited, it was great. It had plenty of power. I mean, it did have the smaller tires. If you had bigger tires with 92 horsepower, probably wouldn't be as good. But when you jump up to that 116, plenty of power for a rec ute model. And I guess the biggest thing we did like, the enclosed cab. Probably the sportiest enclosed cab model you can get. The only competition is basically that Expedition, and that thing is about 40 grand. This is 32, 33 grand. That's a huge price difference. And what we really liked about this model is it's going to spur the other manufacturers to come out with some HVAC sportier UTVs, and then we can have a blast blasting through the mud and extending our riding season even longer, especially at places like Hatfield-McCoy. You could ride all year round. You could ride in the dead of winter, be totally warm, ride in the heat of the summer, be nice and cool. So anything that extends our riding season more and more is a winner to us.